I am a life and leadership coach, and this is an informational session that I have decided to do in order to help some people who have been asking about mentoring and whether or not I do mentoring. I think it is appropriate for me to begin by just sharing a little bit on what are the differences between coaching and mentoring, as well as other helping services, including teaching, training, consulting, etc. So aside from coaching, one of the other things that people often want to know about in terms of how different it is from coaching is counseling. And very generally speaking, counseling helps you to process feelings, especially feelings that interfere with your day-to-day life. A lot of those feelings may arise from things that happened in the past. Oftentimes, those things are traumatic, and those things were not properly resolved at the time. Counselors usually take a medical model, if I may put it that way, where the counselor is like a doctor and the client is like a patient. And sometimes counseling may involve medication, depending on the issue that needs to be resolved. The other developmental relationship is teaching. I think many people are familiar with teaching, and I think teaching is really quite straightforward. The teacher knows more, and the teacher is here to give you the knowledge that he or she has and that you don't have. In terms of hierarchy, the teacher is up there with all the knowledge, and you are, on the other end without any knowledge, and there is knowledge transfer. Then the other relationship is really about training. Training is very similar to teaching. As a trainer, I have certain knowledge, or I know something that you may want to learn or that you can learn. And therefore, again, I have something that you don't have, and I am willing to give it to you. I am willing to transmit it to you. But I think the main relationship that I want to dwell on a little bit here today is mentorship. Many people ask that they want a mentor, they want to be mentored in a specific area. And one of the things that I think is important to recognize if you're looking for a mentor is that the fact of having a mentor doesn't absolve you from doing the heavy lifting. What do I mean? A mentor is usually someone who has experienced something that you want to benefit from. So you may want a mentor to help you set up and run a successful business. And therefore, you will be looking for someone who has set up and run a successful business. The fact that you have this person as your mentor does not mean you don't have the responsibility to put in the hard work that this person also put in. It also does not mean that you do not have responsibility to make your own choices and to make your own decisions. Because a mentor will tell you, when I faced this problem, this is what I did. Now you need to be able to analyze for yourself and understand, if I did the same thing, would it work out for me in the way that I want it to work out? Maybe the circumstances under which the mentor made the decision are different from your own circumstances. You need to be able to assess that and to see that. Maybe the values on which your mentor was basing their choice are different from yours. You need to be aware of that as you review the suggestion from the mentor. Mentorship relationships do not necessarily have to be structured. It could just be a situation of, I know you have agreed to be my mentor when I face certain obstacles, or when I reach a certain crossroads, I pick up the phone, I call you, I say, I have this issue, I'm thinking about doing this. What is your opinion? What do you think I should consider? What do you think I have left out? I think that in a good mentorship relationship, the mentor will not tell you, do this and do that. And if you want to benefit from a good mentorship relationship, you should not accept that, because again, we are talking about the mentor's experience, and that mentor's experience may not necessarily be your experience, because your circumstances, your values, your situation could be different. A mentor may advocate for you in the sense that they might find opportunities and think about you because they know what you want to learn, or they know what you're trying to achieve, and therefore they may put your name forward and maybe even put in a good word for you. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to impress on your own behalf. That doesn't mean that you don't have to show up to bring your best self to the table so that you benefit in the best possible way from that opportunity. Depending on what it is that you want to get out of a mentorship relationship, the mentor may organize certain structured sessions. Those sessions could then become a situation where the mentor is training you on something, or where the mentor has organized for someone else to train you. Say a mentor has a number of mentees and he or she notices that they have challenges with bookkeeping, as an example. If the mentor has got bookkeeping skills, that mentor may organize a session and invite you and say, okay, I have this session, it's structured, it's going to happen on this day. I'm going to show you how you can do bookkeeping. Or that mentor may call somebody else that they know who is able to do that for you. It does not take away your responsibility to show up and to apply yourself and to learn from that situation, and then to go forth and use the knowledge that you gain. I think that any good mentorship relationship requires a connection between the mentor and the mentee. So it's very important for you to, before you ask someone to be a mentor, to find out whether you will have a connection that can work for you. And one of the best ways to do this is to engage with the person. Is it possible for you to participate in an event where this person is speaking, or where this person is facilitating? Do you have access to perhaps this person's writings, whether it is, on social media and, such like platforms or other media? What do you know about this person? Yeah, I do not think that it's very effective for somebody who doesn't know you at all, somebody that you have never engaged with, to be a good mentor to you. That is not to mean that you cannot start to get to know someone that you don't already know, because every relationship starts with not knowing each other at all. So if you're looking for a mentor, I encourage you to first of all assess and see whether there is a connection, mostly by finding out, what does this person do? Where can I perhaps encounter this person in person? Where I can talk to them and tell them that perhaps I admire certain work that they have done, or I admire certain achievements, and I'm wondering, and you're wondering whether that person would be willing to mentor you. Another very important thing is for you to understand what it is that you want out of the mentorship relationship, and to discuss that with the potential mentor, so that expectations are set clearly right from the beginning. I have had excellent mentorship relationships myself. Good mentorship relationships last a lifetime, because you may start off by going to a mentor, maybe for a professional or a business issue, but in the course of time, as you continue to interact, you get to know each other, you start sharing your wins, you start sharing, the moments when you are disappointed. That relationship grows, and this person can become a good friend, throughout your life. And you want that kind of a mentor. It does not require that you speak every day or even every week, but it is just a matter of keeping the lines open between you and your mentor. If you're the mentee, sharing your news with your mentor so that your mentor remembers that, you're at this stage of your life now, you're at this stage of your profession now. Sometimes you might exchange Christmas cards or, birthday greetings. In some situations, you might agree that you have perhaps a social interaction once or twice a year. The thing about the mentorship relationship is that it's very flexible. So for those people who know that I am a coach and who want to know, can I mentor you? I would say, yes, I can mentor and I do mentor people. But I also want you to understand that this is how I view mentorship. The things that I have spoken about, that most especially that while I would be open to share my experience insofar as it can help you to achieve what you're looking to achieve, my experience needs to be relevant for you. But most importantly, having me as a mentor should not take away from your own choice, from making decisions that align with your own personal values, and from the fact that you sometimes have to do your own research and come to your own conclusion about situations. So as you seek to find a mentor, remember, look for the connection in the first place. Ensure that the potential mentor has got the experience that you're looking for, and be clear about what your expectations are so that right from the beginning, both you and the mentor know what is going to be expected. You may have ad hoc engagements. You may agree on certain structured engagements. And if you have agreed on structured engagements, show up and bring your best self to that engagement. But most especially, remember that a mentor does not do the heavy lifting for you. And having a mentor, however good that mentor is, doesn't mean that you still have to make certain choices, that you still have to make certain decisions, that you still have to do certain, amounts of analysis for yourself so that you can make the choices that will lead you to build the experience that you are looking for, and hopefully that will help you yourself to one day mentor someone else. My name is Jaki, and you can find out what I do by visiting my website, www.lifeskillscoaching.co.ke.